Self-advocacy is being able to speak up for yourself, disclosing and explaining your disability and its impact, requesting accommodations and following up if requested. Accommodations are not available. In a classroom, I may be asking someone to move so it's easier to see the interpreter. In a work setting, it may mean explaining to a supervisor that it's hard to hear in background noise and asking to move to a quieter space. For students with hearing loss, self-advocacy is critically important, especially because hearing loss is an invisible disability. People can easily forget about the learning and accommodation needs of a student's hearing loss because they cannot see it. Students must be able to explain their disability and remind others of their needs. Furthermore, there are many misunderstandings in the general public about hearing loss. People often mistakenly assume that deaf and hard of hearing people can read lips, or that because a deaf and hard of hearing person has developed speech, they can hear just fine. The person with the hearing loss must be prepared to explain why this is not true and explain their individual need. Development of self-advocacy skills should begin early so that students are able to start taking responsibility for their own communication needs and assume control over choices that affect their lives. Teachers can have a positive impact in the area of self-advocacy by providing opportunities and activities that allow students to be involved in choice-making, decision-making, problem-solving, setting and attaining of goals, and development of self-awareness. The skills the students need to develop include ability to describe their own skills and needs, ability to set goals and create a plan to reach them, knowing the when, how, and who to ask for assistance, and the ability to make decisions and take responsibility for the consequences of those decisions. A great place to start with these skills is conducting a student-led IEP meeting. I know it takes a great deal of time for teachers to work with students to plan a student-led IEP, but it is well worth the time investment. In the transition guide, you will find 3 documents. First is the hearing loss competency skills checklist. It is not necessary to rate every box. Decide which items make the most sense to the student, and some might become goals or objectives or activities on an IEP. Next is a document titled About My Hearing Loss. This handout can be used to help students learn about their hearing loss or describe their hearing loss. It can be used in a student's personal transition folder or file of important paperwork. The last document is called 411 Disability Disclosure. This resource is for teachers to help students know when and how to disclose their disability. It may be especially important for students who are hard of hearing, where a disability is more hidden and often overlooked or dismissed in settings outside of education.